Welcome to the Survivor to Thriver show with your happiness expert, Samia Bano. Do you feel stuck, silent, and stressed? Is something hurting your heart and soul? Are you burning yourself out? If so, you are in the right place because this is the podcast people from all over the world join in to learn exactly how to stop suffering and start living with inner peace and joy. Let's get started. Hey, if you've been listening to this podcast the last few days, then you know that last week I was at a conference. It was a great conference, by the way. I know I still haven't gotten around to talking to you about the conference, but we're going to talk about it a little bit more today and probably the next few episodes because there are just so many great lessons that I want to share with you that are related to my conference experience. So the conference, I should tell you, was called the Millionaire Mind Experience. And it's actually hosted or offered through a company called Peak Potentials. And I guess I should also mention, if you're going to go Google Peak Potentials or the Millionaire Mind Experience, just so you know, they are in the middle of rebranding. So Peak Potentials was their name, and now technically it's New Peaks. And the Millionaire Mind Experience used to be the Millionaire Mind Intensive. So I know even the way that I speak nowadays, I'm always interchanging those terms with each other because, their new brand still hasn't fully lodged into my mind. And if you go online, you may see these different things pop up, so don't get confused. Peak Potentials, New Peaks are the same. The Millionaire Mind Intensive and the Millionaire Mind Experience are also the same thing. Okay, now it's a great conference. I highly recommend it. So as I talk to you more about it and things I've learned attending it, and you find yourself interested and wanting to go through that experience yourself, which I highly recommend, let me know, because if you go on the Peak Potentials website, you will see that it says that there is a $795 ticket to attend the Millionaire Mind Experience. Okay, but guess what? You don't actually have to pay that $795 if you have somebody who is part of their ambassadors program refer you into the conference, because I signed up as an ambassador for that program because I just love it so much. And so when I signed up for that program, they gave me a certain number of free scholarship tickets. Okay, so I can give those free scholarship tickets to anyone I want, and they're 100% scholarships, by the way. So it's you would have to pay $0 in order to go to the conference. So hey, if you want to pay the $795, that's cool. It's totally worth it at that cost. But if you don't want to pay $795 or you can't pay $795, just know that you don't have to. Just make sure you contact me. And you know how to do that, right? Go to my website at www.academyofthriving.com. Click on the Contact Us page, and you'll see how you can contact me. That's Samia Bano, your happiness expert. So, of course, when you contact me, let me know that you're interested in the free scholarship to the Millionaire Mind Experience, and I will send you the special registration link from where you can register for free. All right. So anyway, the Millionaire Mind Experience. I actually went to this conference this last week, and it was my second time going. I went there the very first time last year. And so this year, I went back for basically a refresher. But the other reason I went back is because after I went to the Millionaire Mind Experience last year, I had such a great time. I just loved the approach that the company has so much in terms of how they teach. It's like highly experiential, and I just really, really loved how they balance out like teaching, like working, like they are people who truly, truly understand that the results that we see in our lives are directly related to and impacted by our mindset, by meaning our behavior, of course, but our behavior, the biggest contributing factor, the biggest directive factor behind our behavior is our feelings. And our feelings are most largely determined by our thoughts, and our thoughts are most largely determined by our beliefs, right? So remember that chain? I've talked about this chain, this causal chain, many times before in previous episodes. So Peak Potentials is a company that truly understands this. You know, that they understand that if we want to change the results that we are seeing in our lives, then we have to change our actions. And in order to change our actions, we need to not only focus on changing our actions, we also need to focus on changing our emotions and our thoughts and our beliefs that are influencing and directing our actions. So at the Millionaire Mind Experience conference, it's all about, learning how to think like a millionaire and how to behave like a millionaire. And by a millionaire, by the way, this is also something that I really, really appreciate about Peak Potentials. We're talking about wealthy people who have an abundance mindset, right? An abundance mindset as opposed to a scarcity mindset. You know, because how many rich people do you know who are out there who have loads and loads of money but are extremely unhappy? They're miserable, in fact, for so many different reasons. Now, so rich people don't know everything. Rich people don't know everything, okay? But they do know something about how to manifest wealth in their lives. They do know something about how to create wealth in their lives and grow that wealth and protect that wealth, right? That's how they're able to become wealthy and stay wealthy. So, but the thing is that many rich people, they're just focused on the money part, you know, on the result of getting the money, and they don't think about how they're getting the results and what all are the influences, that influences our results. It's sort of like, okay, what's the fastest way I can make money? Oh, it's real estate. Okay, so let me go and, invest in real estate or do a business related to real estate, make lots of money. And that may work, but also makes you unhappy, does nothing to help you actually achieve more inner peace and joy in your lives, even though you have a lot of wealth. Why? Because you're ignoring other aspects of your life, other aspects of your being. But Peak Potentials is a company that understands that, hey, it's not really cool to be rich like that. Like, you want to be rich in all aspects, in all areas of your life, in all aspects of your being. Like, you don't want to be just rich in terms of money. You want to be rich in terms of healthy relationships. You also want to be rich in terms of, living in alignment with your life meaning and purpose, so you have deep inner contentment and fulfillment in your life. You also want to be rich in terms of having great health, and wellness in your life, and all those kinds of things. So in that way, their philosophy matches my philosophy, right? And so it's something that I really appreciate about them, and that's why I went to the Millionaire Mind Experience last year. I just loved the experience. I was like, whoa, this is just the way that I work. And this is the way that I actually also teach and work with my clients, And so I really resonated with their methodology and their overall approach. And so I became a student with them. And at this point, I've done like maybe 7 different programs through them, with them over the last year or so. So it's been amazing. But one of the things that so I've been to the Millionaire Mind Experience last year, like I was telling you. So why did I go back? Why did I go back this year? It wasn't because I needed to learn new information. See, I already have the information. But the reason I went back, well, there's always room for going deeper. Like, you can go and look at the same information and just examine it and relate to it from a deeper perspective. So there's that. And I absolutely did engage with the information in a deeper way. But to be honest with you, that wasn't even my primary goal for why I went back to the Millionaire Mind Experience. The reason I really went back to the Millionaire Mind Experience was because this conference was being held in LA, and that's where I live. So it was like literally 10 minutes away from my home. And of course, I have access to the free scholarship tickets, so I gave myself a free scholarship, and I couldn't not go, right? And the reason I couldn't not go, take advantage of this opportunity, is because I wanted to be back in the energy, the room. When you go to Peak Potential events, when you go to their conferences, to their trainings, they have a very particular way of doing things. And they do this like really, really, really brilliant job of just creating this environment that is so positive, so energetic, so just, wow, just so brilliantly awesome. And when you, just think about it for yourself. It's like when you are around people who have high energy, and it's positive energy, and it's happy and peaceful energy, doesn't it make you feel so much better? Doesn't it make you also feel much happier and more positive and more healthy and more happy? Yeah. And there aren't a lot of places out in the world where you can go and connect with that kind of energy. Where it's being like people are taking very deliberate, conscientious, thoughtful actions to create that kind of environment. Like usually I am like one of the few people in my circles, in my life, in my world, who knows about how to create that kind of energy and maintain that kind of energy. And I'm doing that for myself, and I'm doing that for the people around me. But how awesome is it when I can go somewhere and just be taken care of? Where I don't have to think about it and plan it and orchestrate it and work it, because someone else is taking care of it, and at Peak Potentials, it's not just one person. It's like their entire company, their entire team of people who works there. Everybody's following that same philosophy, that same, they're using those same kinds of techniques. And it's all about and it's nothing is left to chance. It's all part of the process, the system that they use. So I just love being at Peaks events because it allows me to be in that kind of really great energy. And I go there and I feel doubly recharged, doubly refreshed. And when you're feeling that much positive energy, that much, like excitement and joy and happiness, it's like nothing can stand in your way. It's like problems? What problems? Obstacles? What obstacles? I am bigger than all those problems and all those obstacles. I can overcome anything. And especially because in a space like Peak, when it's like not just about one person who is in that energy, but it's like, an entire community of people in that energy. Each one of us is helping each other, and uplifting our energy together and supporting each other to, it's just like, it's magic. It just creates this amazing magic. And I wanted to be a part of that magic, and reconnect with that. So I go there and it was amazing. It was just brilliant. I was not disappointed. It was great. So that's at Peaks. But see, the lesson that I really want to talk to you about is this idea that, just as Peak Potentials is able to create that environment, that atmosphere, that energy, and they create it out of starting from the same place as everyone else is on. It's like you go to so many, I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit of a seminar junkie. I think that that's what they call people like me. I just love going to conferences and, just workshops and things like that, because I just love that form of learning. It's just a form and a format of learning that really works for me. But most conferences that you go to, it's like nowhere close to the kind of positive environment and energy that you find at Peaks. And the thing is that when I go to the other conferences, it's not that the people at the other conferences are bad people or that extra awesome people show up at Peaks. No. You see, the thing is that when it comes to creating positive mood, when it comes to creating positive energy, positive environments around us, these are things that we can actually control. We can actually take specific actions, very conscious, thoughtful actions to create the positive mood, to create the positive energy, to create the positive environment for ourselves and for everybody around us. Well, for everybody around us, insofar as everybody around us is also willing to participate in that. Because, you see, it's not like you can make someone else happy. No one can make me happy, and no one can make you happy. You have to choose to think and behave in ways that, and believe, be congruent with the beliefs, the kind of beliefs that promote happiness, that create happiness, that produce happiness. And you have to choose to engage with those kinds of thoughts and beliefs and actions. And when you do, it results in the feelings of happiness and peace and joy. So, again, these things are very much things that we can take control of. We can take control of. And we can deliberately create these things in our lives for ourselves. And Peaks is just, they do it in a brilliant way. And they do it with literally hundreds of people in the room. So that's the part I really admire about them, because I'm able to do it for myself, and I have become really good at doing it with the kind of small groups the small group sizes that I work with. When I'm allowed to be in charge of a room and people are willing to listen to me and follow my instructions or whatever. But Peaks does it at this scale where there are usually 300, 400, 500 people in the room, and it's not an easy task. And I just love to not only experience the result of what they do, but to also observe and learn by watching how they make it happen. Because, hey, before very long, I will be producing great, awesome events like that, where I'll have 300, 400, 500 people, and I'll be able to also produce those results. And so I'm learning. That's another thing that I'm learning by being a student with Peak Potentials, right? So anyway, the main point that I wanted to make today is to let you know and to emphasize for you again this idea. Burn it into your head, people, that it's within your control, it's within your power to create positive mood, to create positive energy for yourself. There are specific, thoughtful actions that you can take to produce those emotions, those energies for yourself whenever you want. Whenever you want. This is something you can do at will. You just have to learn how. So if you don't know how, and you find yourself struggling to make it happen for you, to maintain a positive mood, to maintain a positive energy in your life, then please don't struggle with that, and especially not on your own. Make sure you reach out for help and support, and I'm one person that you can reach out to help and support for. And you know how to reach me. Just go to my website at www.academyofthriving.com. Click on the Contact Us page, and you'll see how you can contact me. All right. Okay, so with that reminder, I wish you lots of peace and joy until we connect next time.